There's one other update I wanted to explain to you and the reasoning behind it in principles, and that is related to closing entries. In our prior editions, we've used 4 closing entries at the end of the accounting cycle, and those closing entries included, first we close out revenues, and then we use an account called income summary as a credit there. Then we close out expenses by debiting income summary and crediting all the expenses. And then we transfer whatever's left, the difference in income summary or the balance in income summary, which is either net income or net loss, we transfer that to equity. And then the last closing entry, typically the 4th closing entry, is closing out dividends or owner's withdrawals. So we've decided that that's really not consistent with current practice. And so what we've done is we've combined the first 3 closing entries into one. So now instead of 4 closing entries, we have 2. The last closing entry doesn't change, but the first 3 change. Specifically, what we do is we close out revenues and expenses in one entry to equity. And of course, that equity entry is for net income or net loss. And we think that's a lot easier for students, actually. It really reflects what currently happens in practice. But it's a lot easier for students because they've already done the income statement. This is that last process in the accounting cycle. They know what income is. And so now all they have to do is debit the revenues, credit the expenses, and if it's net income, they're going to credit equity. And it's just a very simple entry. And then the last entry, of course, is the same as before. It simplifies it for students and reflects current practice. That's a deviation from prior editions, but we think it's the right step, the right time, and it's the right way to teach students the closing process.